Hey, so my name is Noel Ellis, and I'm a distance runner from Jamaica, competing in 1500 and 5000 meters right now. I've been doing that since I was about 6 years old actually, and my ultimate goal is to reach a pro level in track and field. Basically, that means qualifying for either the World Championships or the Olympics. I'm giving myself until 2024 to be at that pro level, because at that time I would have completed my bachelor's degree, and I didn't want to be at the next stage of my life wondering whether running should be just a hobby or an actual career for me personally. So, this is 3 years to go pro. Do it how much it takes. Alright, so like I said, my name is Noel Ellis. By the time this uploads, I will be 19 years old. And I'm 6'1", 135 pounds. How do you lose weight in a season? Call it 135 competition weight. And as you could have figured out, 6'1", 135 pounds. I am built like Slenderman. There is nothing here, bro. Nothing. So far I've run from my prep school in my own Christian Academy, EC, as well as my high school, Campion College. And over the time I've had a decent amount of success. I'm mainly coming from road races where I'd often win like age-related titles, so like fastest boy from age 15 to 19 or 13 to 17 or whatever. And I've won a few of them outright. On the track though, I think my three biggest accomplishments are in order, these three. So the first one is this. This is the bronze medal at the AAU Club Championships for 2011 1500 meters. So this was my first on-track event that I ran 1500 meters and able to get bronze. I was pretty proud of myself. I did that on my first real attempt of that race in an international meet. And then next up in terms of time is this. This was the gold medal for 3000 meters at a track meet here in Jamaica. So the competition wasn't all that great, but it was my first gold medal at a track meet specifically. So I'm proud of that. I didn't win a track meet because I won some release with my track team in prep school. Yeah, but this is the first individual long distance event I won on track, so pretty proud of that. And finally there is this. This is the bronze medal for the 5000 meters at our National High School Championships in Jamaica. So it's something I've been working towards since I started high school, and to be able to get it in the last year, I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. So 5000 meters, 2021, I was able to get a bronze medal in 5000 meters. And outside track and field, a few of my interests, well, my main interest is in animals and studying animals, specifically animal behavior. I find that the most interesting in terms of like how animals adapt to the environment, what strategies they employ to survive, how those change over time. So that's something I'm all interested in and hope to study at university and then eventually go on to work in. And then for a hobby outside track and field, I'll just be like Nintendo King basically. So Zelda, Sonic, Smash Bros. Is one of my favorites. Like watching tournaments as well. My favorite players are Renai, Light, and Meister. As for sports outside track and field, it's kind of strange. Like I can watch football and I have fun watching football, but I don't really follow like leagues or anything like that. But I follow basketball, but I can't watch more than 10 minutes of an NBA game. I find it really, really boring. Yeah, but there is one sport that I do follow pretty well, and that's Tour de France specifically. So every year I'll try to watch that if I can. And my favorite riders so far going throughout the years will be Andy Schleck, followed by Nara Quintana, and then now Tadej Pogacar, which I'm cheering for this time. So it was with high school where I really went serious on trying to become pro. I mean, because before that you couldn't do any real training for the distances, and it was not until about 4th form or grade 10 where you're actually allowed to use any weights or anything like that. So it was before that my times weren't all that good, but after that, when I was about 15 in 4th form, my times dropped down around 16:29 for the 5000 and the 4:15 for the 1500. So I think those were really good for my age group at that time. So following those times in 4th form, how much have I improved? Not all that much, to be honest. Disappointing, but that's in the past now. Can't do anything about it. I initially hoped to study overseas, mainly to be connected to professors who are actually dedicated to zoology, so that the pathway between students to actual career will be smooth, and also to have more competition during training, so I could push myself to the pro level if it was possible, and I could see that I was in the same training and not making it up if it wasn't possible. For me to go to university overseas, I had to fulfill 3 conditions. First of all, I had not to be the fastest person there, and that's not too difficult. Any Division 3 school and up could have done that. But then I needed to have a zoology program because I don't want to go overseas to study biology and not have any guaranteed connection to professors or research teams in zoology. That's paid down to like less than a dozen schools in the US and a few more in the UK and Canada. At that point, we needed just to fulfill a full scholarship, and that didn't look too possible with my grades and my times. That's a 3.98 GPA and 1319 SAT. I actually think I could have done much better on the SAT if I had the time to study math, because Corona shut down all the classes, so I couldn't really study mathematics, which I hadn't done in 2 years at that point, outside of just looking online and hoping I get a good idea of it. It was basically only Miami University, Ohio left at that point that would have offered a full scholarship, but it turns out they calculated their GPA in-house and weren't really giving their formula either, so I didn't qualify for a full scholarship in that case, and it's just not financially feasible to go overseas for 4 years, paying like 20,000 US or more. So I'm at UWI. They have a animal biology program. It's not the greatest, but it's at least something, and I've heard from the head of department that there is some decent connections, research teams, and programs outside of the Caribbean as well. So hopefully they can make use of that and go into masters and go into work afterwards. So it's kind of unfortunate that I didn't get through to a university that would have a better program. What I think is available to me here is basically my course around my house that is very mountainous and almost a trail really. And then there is a course down on the flats that I can go to from time to time. And I think the university has like a gym and a grass field, and then maybe a normal track if it's like you have to rent it out for some time though. So I'm not sure how available that's going to be. I doubt there's going to be a big team to train with. And to be serious, I kind of wonder if there's even a coach. It's not looking good at this point, but that's kind of what I expected with UA, so that's what I have to work with. So based on what I know from the career progression of a zoologist, I'm going to spend 3 years here at UA studying animal biology, and then I'll have a master's degree, probably overseas, to connect with a group I could do research with, or like a foundation that will allow for science to study in, where I have a normal career, and then possibly a PhD if I would go on to like straight research, depending on what works out from there. And I don't really want to be going into masters and PhD level being unsure of, or trying to do track on the side, or trying to do track and trying to play at a pro level, but also doing the masters and the PhD. I don't think that's a very smart thing to attempt. So that's why I'm limiting myself to these 3 years of bachelor's degree in animal biology. It's going to be pretty tough without a team or a coach, it looks like for now. So my first idea is, for the first year, I'm going to look up a program if I can, or if there's not to be a coach, I'll follow that program and then try to follow that for a year and see what results I can get from that. In the second year, I think I'm going to just move to a lot of tempo runs, basically tempo runs, morning, evening, wherever I can. Having most of the flats, I might have to move down to a different area than the mountain around my house, because that's kind of where it's underneath a lot. So hopefully those tempo runs will like really increase my speed and get my times down a lot over the time. It's not sure how well it will work. And then the last year, then I'm going to be looking at maybe change the event, maybe going down to the 800 meters or even 400, or maybe going up to like a half marathon or a 10,000 meters, or maybe a 3,000 steeplechase, just to try something else. So I can't say I didn't try anything to try and succeed at track and field. And then if I'm not at pro level by the end of the year, I can at least look back and say that I put everything I had into track and field, try to get to the pro level. And like most people, I don't really have what it takes to be at pro level, but can't say I didn't try or even make the attempt to. So that's also why I'm even making this vlog channel, to go through that. Just to look back and not have really regrets over all things in terms of my track career. So yeah, that's why I'm giving myself these 3 years, and why I'm going to be recording this vlog as best as I can. Plan for now is like every 2 weeks I give an update on training, on like core work, how the time is progressing, if anything changes or an injury or anything like that. And then hopefully by the end of each year I'll be able to record like a time on a track, whether at the national championships, national juniors or something like that. And I can have a baseline of what I'm looking at for each year going forward. And that's 3 years to go over on my overall plan. You have what it takes, I don't know really. It's hard to say, can't really, but I'll be telling unless you put in the work. So I have to put in the work in the first place.